Nintendo's E3 conference happened on Tuesday, the 7th of June, 2011. I finally got the time to watch it, and here's my response and reaction to it. Awesome! Oh wow, look at that. Reflecty. I didn't realize how much glasses make the whole video experience look impersonal, but I'll take them off for this discussion. I thought that Nintendo's E3 press conference was excellent. Now, of course, I'm going to say this at the beginning of the video so I can save you trolls some comments. I have a big Nintendo bias. It's true. I've grown up with the system and the company all my life, and just recently I'm experiencing the other genre of gaming through other companies, starting off with Xbox and PC gaming. So, with that said, I have a big bias towards Nintendo. But additionally, I also really poke and prod at the company because after being such a big fanboy for so many years, you start to get to really nitpick at little things. And you decide what Nintendo really needs to work on. And I think that this conference, they got it. It really seemed like things kind of sunk into place with them realizing that it's not just the casual, it's not just the hardcore, it's everyone who loves to game, or should love gaming, or should be introduced to gaming to see if they like it, because truly play is our nature. I mean, back in the day when we were just monkeys, chimpanzees climbing around in the jungle, play was what we were all about. So it's cool to see Nintendo embracing that kind of idea. Now, in terms of games, excellent. Probably the most exciting lineup would be the 3DS for me. Almost every game I got super excited over. I'm not going to go into great discussion in this video, but to say what my most anticipated title for the 3DS is the new Mario. Mario pending title now that I think of it. Super Mario with a raccoon tail at the end of it. Whatever that's going to be called, I'm hella excited for that. Oh man, I don't know if you know this, but if you just watched it on the TV and not your 3DS, which mine's charging after a day of trailer watching, but Nintendo has some 3D trailers for you to go view, and if you have a 3DS, I highly recommend you try the Mario Raccoon Tail video one, because it's amazing. I love that new barrel roll move that Mario does into those cardboard pop-out Goombas, and the levels look great. It's amazing how there's so much going on screen, yet the level design looks pretty compact. Just from the simple trailer that I saw, it looks like it's going to be somewhat like Mario Galaxy, where you have full 3D range. You're not just going side to side. It's not going to be New Super Mario Bros. It's going to be something much greater. And I cannot wait to test out the jumping mechanics of 3D. If you don't know what I mean by jumping mechanics of 3D, Miyamoto's been quoted saying this plenty of times, that one of the hardest things to do in 3D video games is jump on a stump. And that was before, of course, the 3DS and all the 3D technology made it so you could see depth. But he definitely mentions many things about how it's completely simple now. It makes sense. And after seeing minimal things on 3DS, like Pilot Wings and trailers and things of that nature, I can already tell it's going to be a fantastic experience. I'm really pumped for that. Now, the next big thing that they talked about, and I know I completely omitted the first half of their conference, which was Zelda, but I'm a Pokemon guy. I mentioned this in my latest Pokewalker video, vlog, whatever you call it, that I grew up on Pokemon. I don't know Zelda that well. But I will say it was a fantastic performance, and I'm really excited to see where the Zelda orchestrated concert will be heading in the future. I definitely want to see if we can go to one of those. I don't know why I say we. You coming along with me? Maybe if I bring my laptop, but I'm sure they don't let cameras in, so I'll tell you about the experience if I go. But I think what they're doing for the 25th anniversary, having the gold special edition Wii remote, and giving you the original soundtrack if you register your copy of Ocarina 3D with Club Nintendo. That's fantastic. I really love this blowout that they're doing for Zelda, and it's inspiring me that much more to get into the franchise. But again, not much time. So with that, I'll go back to you. I was about to call it Wii Stream, and it's funny because it's Wii U, so I was about to call it Wii U Stream. We all Ustream. No, I Ustream and you sometimes watch and chat, I hope. But Wii U, that's interesting. It's pretty awesome, actually. I'm on the fence as far as what it can do right now, just because I don't know if I understand it fully. What I'm questioning the most is probably, now that I think of it, let me make sure I'm not going over time here. But what I think is the most interesting idea of it is that older Wii titles are going to be kind of reinvented with this controller. So now not only can you put new Super Mario Bros. Or whatever game you're playing on the console into your hand and then move around with it, but it allows different perspectives. It allows maybe an item cache in your hand, or perhaps a look at the playing field in a different way. And I think that's really interesting. I can't wait to see what developers are going to do with this, and probably the biggest excitement I get from this is that the Wii is not dead. There was kind of a waning sense of disappointment in my mind that Wii was going to just end here with whatever the Wii 2 was going to be, which is just Wii U, which, whew, just a controller. And really, it's a smart move. It's kind of like Nintendo's Kinect, where Microsoft's not ready to kill off 360 because it's pretty much a buco bucks moneymaker, and we can do the same. Wii needs to be reinvigorated, though, because after the past few months, they've kind of let it go quiet. But I'm sure now with the HD compatibility in the controller, the screens, we're going to be seeing a lot more mature, a lot better hardcore titles. That was always something that really kind of irked me about Wii, and the sense that people had of Wii that there was no hardcore titles. That's an inaccurate statement completely, but most people see Wii as a childish gaming device. And maybe with the Wii U, people will rediscover some of those past gems like No More Heroes, Mad World, Dead Space Extraction, for example. All those games really, I'm excited to see how my past libraries reinvented through this thing. I'm really pumped to see that. But it also gives developers a whole new cache of tools to work with in programming their games. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be like, if you want to see Wii in HD, you can't view it on your giant HD television that you probably spent an amazing, exorbitant amount of money on, but instead watch it in this little mini screen. Now, the one thing I was kind of irked about is that they didn't say any price range, which I guess doesn't matter now because it's still very early in development, and all my money's focused on the 3DS right now. So it was wise of them not to be confusing the market with price points, I suppose. That's my overall opinion of Nintendo's conference. I thought it was great. I'm really excited for what the future of Nintendo holds, and I have some faith in this Wii U. It looks kind of casual. It looks, at a first glance, I laughed at it. I literally laughed at it. I lolled, because my little brother, when he was younger, had a leapfrog device, and it looked very similar. Now, I know that's not what they're basing their design off of, but it just made me chortle. I can't wait to see how games are going to be reinvented, especially ones that really focus on using Wii Waggle. I don't know if they're going to enforce that within the controller itself, because it does have gyroscopes, it's got accelerometers, it could theoretically have some waggle to it, but I don't think you want to be shaking it all over the place. Still, something, speaking about shaking, and before I sign off, the 3DS. Some of the new games like Star Fox, for example, that also has motion controls in it, and I'm kind of disappointed already before I get the game, because I know how the 3D works. The 3D effect is very touchy with lateral movement. you've got a good you've got not draw distance, but you've got a good amount of vertical movement back and forth with the 3DS. But when it comes to moving on a horizontal plane, it really loses the 3D effect, and often I get headaches easily if I'm not focusing in on just the 3DS. I used to be able to multitask with portable gaming, but I can't do that with the 3DS with 3D turned on. It just gives me a headache, but shouldn't do that. Just focus on one thing at a time. Probably should focus on, and multitasking is no good. But we'll see how Star Fox turns out. I don't know if this could be fixed with a system update. I don't know exactly what's wrong with the tilting. I really would love to use tilt sensors in my gaming and 3D. I want to fly in the 3D environments, but I also want to experience the movement of flying. So maybe I just have to adapt a bit more and learn to move my body more than move my hands. I think that's probably what the case is going to be if you want to play that game in 3D. But if you want to have a great discussion about E3, make sure you tune into this week's Pokecast. Don't know where it came with Pokecast from. Mixin' Livecast, that's where it came from. It's my livecast that I host on Sundays. It's weekly, starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daytime, and we'll be having a great long discussion about all the details of E3. So if you thought this video was too short and not enough of discussion of the future gaming, then be sure to tune into that. And hey, if you can't make it to join the discussion, it will be posted on YouTube. So I've been DeoGenZ, and I'll see you later.